Now let's get to the part of actually running the appointment. You probably got like some butterflies, you're nervous, you're excited. What could this be? Is it our home? Is it not our home? Uh, Sometimes it's super gross. So I'll just give you that right out the gate. Like you might kind of be surprised how other folks live. That's not how you live. And you got to kind of keep that to yourself. Before I get into what to do on the appointment, I do just want to briefly touch on safety. You're going to be meeting an individual in their own home, right? I'm not going to get into politics of like, should you bring a gun or not? Make your own decisions if that's legal, in your state. Some people that are in like not gun friendly states are like, I'd be mortified if a straight, like, do what you want to do with it. But the basics are ideally don't go alone, right? Particularly if you're like a woman, it's going to make sense for you to have a friend there or a spouse there, right? Even when I'm running an appointment, I don't go through anything first. So, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, go ahead and give me the tour. I'll follow you, right? I'm not going to step down the basement stairs first. They can kick me in the back and then it puts the lotion on its skin kind of a thing. I'm going to let them go through, give me the tour first. Now, I'll be blunt. I've ran thousands of appointments between me, my staff, between clients, hundreds of thousands of appointments. I've never heard of a single issue, but we do just kind of want to have safety in mind. So don't go alone. Furthermore, it's also a good idea to make sure you have your cell phone on you. I always bring a flashlight, and it's also a good idea to just let somebody else know where you're going to be, when you should be expected back, all of that good stuff. So when it comes to actually running the appointment, we by all means want to go through the house. By all means want to kind of look at it, figure out could this work for us or not? How much work does it need? Is that a level of work we're comfortable with? In another section, I'll talk about how you actually fund repairs that the place potentially needs. But we're going to kind of just really feel it out. Now, your goal here is to not be insulting at all, right? So if you walk in and the house smells like straight cat piss, you're not going to walk in and be like, oh God, what is that smell? They live there, right? You're going to walk through. Now, you don't want to do the opposite of, let's say it's a really nice house. You don't want to be like, wow, this place is incredible. This place is beautiful. This place needs nothing, right? It's kind of you want to walk through, get to know them, but point out anything you have concerns of. I like to use phrases like, oh, that's interesting, or oh, I'll need to look into that, right? I'm not saying, oh my gosh, it looks like your foundation's crumbling, but I'm saying, I haven't seen cracks like that before in a basement. I'll have to have the inspector look at that, right? Just simple things to kind of highlight, hey, there might be some issues. I've seen folks do things like, let's say you get to the house and within 2 seconds, this isn't for you, right? You don't want to be like, hey, this neighborhood is disgusting. It's not safe. I could never raise my... No, it's where they live. It's where they've raised their kids, right? You want to just be, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I appreciate your time. Thank you for the tour. I don't think this one's going to be a great fit for us, but thank you very much, right? Our goal with this is, even if we don't do business, the interaction was pleasant, where they at least enjoyed meeting us. Now, one thing we do ask on all appointments, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, do you mind if I take some pictures while we walk through? 99.9% of the time, they're like, no, go ahead and, knock your socks off. If you get a little bit of pushback, what we tell them is, well, hey, look, so the reason I want to take pictures, there's some things like updates that I want to make, right? Or repairs that need to be done. Instead of me being like, hey, I need to come back here with my plumber and my roofer and my this, and that in order to make you an offer, I want to just be able to show somebody those pictures. Would that be all right? If they don't say yes at that point, I'd be shocked, right? Now, a couple kind of just like polite things I do when I'm taking pictures. I try to avoid getting pictures of them, and particularly of their kids or anything like super valuable, right? If I walk in and there's like a Rolex collection, I'm not like, great collection you have there, click. Or if there's like a gun safe, right? I'm not like, neat gun safe, bro. We're not doing anything like that, but like they have a nice car in the garage. Don't worry about it. You're taking a picture of the garage, not the car. Effectively, just don't be weird about it and use common sense, right? If somebody's sleeping in a room napping, you'll be surprised, but people will just be like, oh, you can walk through. Yeah, Susie's asleep. Don't worry about it. I'm not like taking pictures of Susie sleeping, right? I'm like, okay, I don't need a picture of that bedroom. It looked like the other ones. Now, on the appointment, it's also important to set proper expectations. So when investors go through houses like this, we tell them, hey, we're going to have a cash offer over to you within like 24 hours. Well, you're not paying cash. You're going through a bank. You have to get your contract done. It has to be inspected. It has to be appraised, and you have to get it closed out, right? But what we are telling them is giving them a time frame you can hold to of when you'll have a number for them. So it might be, hey, give me a day or two to go back and run some numbers, and I'll come back with an offer. Or it might be, I'll be in touch next week, right? But whatever time frame you give them, make sure you stick to that. Same thing with the appointment, like being punctual, even a couple minutes early. They don't know you yet. Remember, we're still like first date. We're trying to figure out, is this person legit? Is this a scam? Can they actually buy my house? Does this work this way? The more punctual you are, the more you do what you say you're going to do, the more likely their confidence is going to grow in you that you can do what you say you can do.